Hi, I'm Joanne Price from the Autoimmune Group. You can check us out on the web at www.autoimmunegroup.com. We have monthly meetings held in Central New Jersey. The latest information for upcoming meetings can be found on the homepage of our website. If you'd like to attend, please send me an email at autoimmunegroup@hotmail.com so that we can reserve your seat, as seating is limited. Our next meeting is actually our holiday party. Would love to see you there. Today's topic is about exercise. We've been doing a series on trying to gain 40% better health through making changes in our daily lives. We have 8 different categories, and if working each one of them gave us even a 5% improvement overall out of the 8, times 5%, we'd have a 40% improvement. Wouldn't that be something? And it's not through medication. It's just through these holistic approaches that you have control over, and you can work them to whatever degree you're able. I know we are all at different levels of wellness right now, and I want to make sure that you understand that we're talking about exercise here, and the most important thing that I can stress to you is that you do need to work with your doctor on this topic. Please don't get excited and run off and start, no pun intended, but start trying to initiate a program on your own without their support, because you need to know that they are on your side as far as what they recommend and what you're able to do, and that you're not pushing yourself past your limits. We don't want anybody having a flare-up or making a flare-up worse, really, right? So here's the problem. If you've ever been hospitalized, or if you've ever been in a flare-up, you will understand that what took us weeks, months, years to build up to with our ability to exercise, our strength, our stamina, can really be drastically reduced in even 1 week. If you've been super sick and have been hospitalized, you know when you come out of that hospital, you are not the same person that went in. You're weak, you're frail, you have no stamina, and those things are going to require time and patience to return. And likely when you're first back from the hospital, that's not the time to even broach this. But when you're finished with the original healing process, for whatever that reason is, then you might want to discuss with your doctor a gentle stretching and walking program. The gentle stretching is super important, and it's very beneficial for people that are not well. It is a challenge because we have to find ways to stretch, maybe without actually getting down on the floor on the yoga mat and all of that. But gentle stretching not only makes you feel better and more youthful, but it prevents injury and it prevents falls because you'll have better balance. So that's super important. Now, if you haven't been able to exercise because of a chronic illness or an acute flare-up of that illness, you don't want to head out the front door all alone and start walking. Safer would be to get your Fitbit tracker. Shout out to Fitbit. Hi, Fitbit. Or Apple Watch or whatever you have. There's even cheaper versions out there that are much more affordable. But find out what is the daily number of steps that you're currently taking, and then even just try to increase it by even 20 steps so that you're doing something super manageable. You're not risking a flare-up, but day after day this will build up and improve, and your stamina will return. Then soon enough you will be able to venture outside. Now please don't go outside alone if you haven't been able to walk around much. You're vulnerable. You could get halfway out there and think that you can go farther, but now you have to turn around and come home, and maybe you were planning on going all the way down the street, so you go when you realize you can no longer continue on, you have to turn around and come back, but maybe you don't have the power to get back on your own, and now you're all alone. So my recommendation on this is don't walk anywhere that you can't guesstimate that you've already been covering that much ground in your home, even if it's just couch to chair. But you want to be able to do it consecutively. Does that make sense? You don't want to be Walk to the chair, sit, get up, walk to the couch, sit. You want to, if you're going to go outside and walk, you have to be able to walk around your house, down the hall, back, and not feel like you're going to faint, not feel like you have to immediately sit down. You don't want to walk around outside if that's where you're at, okay? And again, don't push yourself. But when you do venture out, try not to go alone, especially the first few times. Have a buddy. Bring somebody with you. Number one, they'll distract you with conversation and you'll do a little bit more walking because you're engaged. But you also want them to be touching in with you and saying, hey, are you doing all right? Maybe we should turn around now. They want to look at you in the face and see if your color is okay. But you want them to be there for you if you need to sit down or if, God forbid, you need help. And please have a cell phone on you or whoever you're with, both of you even. So let's talk about cardio. I mean, cardio was the it rage for eons. Everybody feels like they must do cardio. I'm going to tell you that if you're really chronically ill, walking may be the only cardio you may ever get to do again. I'm not saying it's the thing. I mean, I was there for a long time, and now I have a home gym, which I'm so excited and happy about. So you can pull out of this, but please don't think that walking is not exercise, because it really is very good exercise, and it's super good for you, and it's the least likely thing that's going to put you in a flare. Don't get on the elliptical and think you're going to do 10 minutes out of the gate. Even if you used to do an hour on the elliptical or 45 minutes on the elliptical, those days are not today. Don't think you're going to get on there and do it. Please don't push yourself. Start out with 1 minute and get off. It's not exactly how you feel after 60 seconds, right? Isn't it more about how do you feel later? How do you feel in an hour? How do you feel tomorrow? Fibromyalgia a lot of times has that post-exercise malaise, which sometimes doesn't kick in for the next day or sometimes even the day after that. So you might be doing yourself harm and not even know until the next day or day 2. Day 2, people, that's weird, right? So just be careful. Again, start with 1 minute. If you can do 1 minute on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then maybe next week you can add a second minute. And I'm not saying this facetiously. I'm seriously telling you that you need to go this slowly so that you don't put yourself into a flare and don't lose the valuable progress that you're making. And again, if you're in a really bad flare, this is not the time to try to add elliptical. We really want to touch on muscles. Our muscles are super important, and they are going to do muscle wasting if we don't maintain them. And as we get older, muscles are important for our balance and our ability to recover from a near fall. So super important. But we want to really start out very slowly, and again, warming up with gentle stretching first, and then very small amount of exercise. Don't try to start in with 20 reps. Start with 1 pound weights, you guys. Don't think you're going to start off with the 10 pound weights that you left off on. And if you don't have a 1 pound weight, soup cans are 12 ounces. And the family size soup cans, I think, are 30 ounces, which is still under 2 pounds. Just something so you don't have to run out and buy equipment, right? There are the stretchy bands. And I want to remind you guys that your physical therapist is the best resource for all of this. I can't even tell you. Use whatever physical therapy you have coming your way. To get in there, your physical therapist is going to tailor-make exercises for you, for the areas of your body that you need to strengthen the most. And they're going to be there to guide you and to make sure that you are doing it properly and safely. Use their knowledge base. And if you have to, have somebody record you on your phone so that you can take that home with you and watch exactly what you were doing safely under their supervision. You can also take a few quick notes, jot down what you want to call the exercise, and jot down how you want to hold your body, how many reps were you able to do, if you were using resistance bands or whatever. And a lot of these places will actually send you home with the resistance bands. How cool is that? There's chair yoga, which is designed for people in our situations, but definitely run the videos past your doctor so that they see what you're about to embark on, and don't feel like you have to keep up with everything that they're doing. If they're doing something 10 times and you can only do 2 or 3, that's your place to start. Starting is perfect, and then as you build up, you'll get to 3 or 4, and eventually one day you will do the 10 that they're doing. But don't push yourself. Don't risk the falling back of the progress, okay? Definitely want to tell you that I'm proud of you. I'm happy you're listening. Please get on the website. There's plenty of blogs to read. There's other blogs in this series specifically that you can watch. I'm trying to get less wordy, I promise. It's hard for me, you know that. I'm a gabber. And you're in my kitchen after all. I hope you had a cup of coffee with me. I'm always trying to drink my water, and I hope you do too. Anyway, look forward to seeing you at one of the meetings in the near coming future. And until then, everybody, be well.